On one hand, we pride ourselves for our creative and technical ingenuity, and on the other, we position ourselves as cheap. To stand on our 2 feet, we got to believe that we are priceless, go beyond our mythological limits, and explore our limitlessness. Dream big. Now, somewhere I read that the Indian producers are trying to carve a niche in an evolving consumer base. When I started my career as an HR professional, worldwide research by human behavioral scientists have established that trying is another excuse for not doing. Creating a brand is indeed going to be trying, whether it's an animated product or an automobile product. You will go through trying times, and you are going to be tried time and again, and only then will you emerge triumphant. Creating a brand calls for a paradigm shift. Indian animation studio seems to be content with associating with established brand instead of working on content and brand creation. I did read and hear that Indian animators are taking their productions global with animation characters that are less predictable, more original, and not just bits and pieces of Indian mythology. And I also heard that the next 2 projects lined up for a great Indian release is Mahayuddha Rama and Arjuna. How unpredictable and original can that be? Thanks to Ved Vyas, Valmiki and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Had it not been for them, we would have been still struggling with our walk cycles, just to get it right. And all these discussions on Indian animation studios standing on its 2 feet would have been an exercise in futility. It seems we not only want a shortcut to success, we also want a free ride. Think big. Think big. And I don't mean big animation. With due respect to Sashi Kulkarni and his team, they've been doing a fantastic job. It's high time that we unleashed our creative repertoire and unshackled our minds from self-inhibiting words like chota, little, and bad. Stories of India, from India, and by India are fable. There is no other country in the world which has such a rich, creative, and cultural heritage and legacy. When it comes to character brand, we have done, and we have enough to feed the world with some great content. From Chacha Chaudhary and Sabu to Bahadur, to Vyomkesh and Feluda to Shikari Sambhu, from Hitopadesha to Panchatantras, just to name a few. In addition to the many that is being created, even as I speak, in the minds of the very creative and talented audience. If only the creative and commercial brains of this country can come together to create and make it commercially viable and available to the appreciative audiences of this great country, Indian animation would not only stand on its 2 feet, it would indeed stand tall. Let's not be unsighted by the illusion of the West. Instead, sight the great opportunity that we are already vested with. And the third factor that I would like to touch upon is the markets. The reference to Indian animation industry always comes with an apprehension. Is there a market for Indian animated products? If one were to do a referendum, we would have an equal distribution of the atheists, the agnostics, and the believers. If J.N. Tata, Dhirubhai Ambani, Narayan Murthy, and the likes were to dwell on such thought, India as a country would not have become a global power that it is today. Markets, like opportunities, do not exist. They got to be created, period. If the dream weavers put their efforts in creating the content, and the dream merchants work in creating the market, the great Indian audience would indeed stand on its 2 feet and applaud Indian animation. The local Indian is a global Indian and a proud Indian. And very soon, I know most of us are looking forward to the food that is being served there. Okay. Our appetite with regards to food, for thought and for our stomach, is equally strong. Our culinary taste and passion is as profound as our passion for creativity and culture. The question is, are we ready to serve them? We may have been brought up watching Western animation. However, there is a simmering desire to see an Indian product that matches up to its Western counterpart. Yes, the consumer base is evolving. The consumer is already evolved. The question is, are the creators and the producers evolving? How long? How long do we continue to celebrate our potentials? The stage is set. The curtain has been raised this morning. It's time for the actors to take center stage. I would like to take leave now and leave you with these thoughts for your own introspection, confrontation, and confirmation. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Rajshekhar. I think it was very straight from the heart and very critical speech. Thank you for that. May I request Preeti Amanat, producer, technical assistant.
I think we all agree on this topic. We are actually doing so, and we've definitely evolved. And today, many companies who have started off as service providers have moved up the value chain and have started developing own content. In that sense, I think we can say we have advanced and we are attracting attention from all over the world with our work. My presentation today will focus mostly on how companies in India have progressed, with some specific examples of how we have done it at Technicolor India. So typically the migration model looks something like this. There's the outsourcing model. Companies work on contract basis. Studios deliver content as per the client's requirements on a timely basis. And then the cost advantage and so on. But again, as Eric and even Rajshekhar touched on, cost is not the only thing that attracts business now. There are many studios here and in other countries who deliver at much lower cost. And today the clients' expectations are higher, and they now send work to us because they know that we can deliver quality work. So it's no longer just the cost advantage, but the quality factor that brings us work now. This perhaps has encouraged the co-production model, where companies are co-partners to overseas production houses. And the next step would be the original content, developing original content. This involves entrepreneurial competence to develop a complete product from pre-production to distribution. And a few Indian companies, as you've seen, are already moving towards this model. So the key to success here is, of course, getting it right. That means gathering all the key ingredients. In my opinion, the main ingredient would be talent, not just creative talent, but technical expertise and strong production management as well. Youngsters today are very aware of the animation business and they all perceive it as a very lucrative career. So there is talent, but the main thing is to attract the right talent and to retain them. For Technicolor, it has been easier because we have some of the best shows in television and games, and this keeps our employees motivated and creatively satisfied and is a key factor in helping us attract and retain talent. Again, talent is not just enough. We need strong processes as well. There should be good working systems, and this has to evolve with the growth of the studio. It's not just about art or technology, but how it all works together. Our pipelines at Technicolor help us to seamlessly integrate with the client's pipeline. This way our artists are able to spend more time in creatively enhancing the output and delivering on time with very little stress. We also have very strong support systems, and they make sure that the production process is smooth. Another key ingredient is, of course, client satisfaction. We should ensure that when a client sends us the brief, they can just sit back and not worry about the deliveries. We have to give them the confidence that their expectations will be met and the deliveries will reach them on time. We have set very high benchmarks for ourselves, and that is how tests that we do result in new projects and then into repeat business from the client. We always try to give the clients more than what they're expecting. So this kind of builds a trust and confidence and strengthens our relationships with our clients, and we have very long-term associations with all of our clients. Okay, moving into creative collaboration. This is slightly more complicated because usually in a co-production model there's more than one stakeholder. For instance, there is the creator or the owner whose brainchild the idea is, and then there is the director. Then the studio will have its own creative director. So the challenge is about managing all these collaborations, and we need to make sure that we are all in sync and should strive and cater to and address all the multiple stakeholders. So at this stage, we are also a participant in the creative process, and hence we move up from just delivering value to adding value as well. So, but what defines a mature top studio is not just delivering value, but value addition. So we have now seen how studios are maturing from a services model to creating their own content, and we've seen earlier in the day-to-day how we moved up and we're creating IP. So I would like to say that Technicolor, in its 97-year-old history, has for the very first time ventured into creating their own content as well, and it's called Eating Pickles. And today, for the first time, we will be showing this here. My colleague Studioo will be presenting it in the afternoon today at 2 o'clock, so be there to see it. And this product again was developed wholly at Technicolor India at our Bangalore office, and right from pre-production to post-production. So you will see it in the afternoon at 2, or I mean not 2,
after lunch.
After lunch, yes. So thank you.